Hello everybody, this is Alan Kingsley and I'm going to be your instructor this module for English 110, College Writing 1. This is just a brief introductory video just so you know who I am and what this course is all about. I'm going to post these from time to time, but this one really is just to sort of go over some basic things about the class and talk a little bit about what's going on this week. Okay, so first of all, again, my name is Alan Kingsley. I am one of the academic success counselors here at Post University, so I do work in Waterbury at the main campus. I work with our military students, so I may actually have a couple of you in the class with me right now. But I work there during the day. I work 5 days a week, so if you ever do need to get a hold of me, I do have office hours specifically for this class. They're on Monday nights from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but I'm also in the office Monday to Friday, so you can always use any of the contact information that's there. Email me, call me, and I'll get it during the day. So I am, again, a resident of Connecticut. I work at Post University. I received my my BA in English Literature at Marist College in Poughkeepsie, New York, and my master's in education at the University of New Haven here in CT. So I've been with Post for a little over 3 years, and I love what I do. I teach both the English 110 and the English 120 classes here in addition to being an academic advisor. Now in this class specifically, we're going to go over the basics of good academic writing. The 120 class is going to get into really more strong formal structure and things like that. But in this class, we're going to explore a lot of different types of writing, narrative essays like we're doing this week, compare contrast, process analysis, a couple of different things. And you'll be doing a paper for me pretty frequently, but they're all very short. So part of the goals of this class is not just to see, can you write me 7 pages? It's really to see, do you know how to write this kind of essay? And if you don't, let's give you some practice. So you're going to see a lot of little grammar lessons, a lot of different kinds of essay writing every week. And there are some short exercises thrown in the mix as well, just to sort of keep your creative juices flowing. But this week, we're talking about, as I briefly mentioned, narrative essay writing. And there's a lot of good material in the Unit 1 folder here. If you look in the Unit 1 folder on the left-hand side, you're going to see several different required readings that are going to sort of go over what thesis statements are, how to paraphrase things, summarizing, transitions, a lot of just sort of writing fundamentals, things that I'm sure that you learned in high school, but this is just to sort of remind you what these things are. There's also a couple different things on writing narrative essays and some examples of narrative essays. There's also a lot of videos you're going to see. I'm sure you've seen this by now, hopefully. But there's some of them are more technical. There's a how to write an APA format video. This video is great. Everything for this class and all of your classes at Post should be written in APA format. And if you're not quite sure how that works, this video is a great reference. It's just called APA Format Citations, 6th edition. And APA is, well, APA stinks. It just does. This is something that everybody kind of, everyone's got to do it. It's the standard vernacular for college writing for it. Whether you're here or in California or in England or anywhere in the world where you're in academia, you're probably using APA. They do it a lot. There are a few other formats out there, scientific format, MLA format, but we're really focusing on APA format here. So it's not fun, it's not intuitive, it's really weird and esoteric, but it is something that you will learn to get good at because you're going to be doing it in paper after paper after paper, and there's no easy or fun way to learn it. It's just something you got to do. So for the time being, check out that video, use that to reference yourself. There's also something called the Purdue OWL, the Online Writing Lab, and they are the #1 source on the internet for formatting and style guides. There's a writing tips folder on your left-hand menu, and in that you're going to see a lot of different great little tips on a number of different things. But there's also a link to the Purdue OWL. If you ever have a question about, am I doing this right, check the OWL. Okay, let me look here. So again, you have a narrative essay due for me by the end of this week, by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I should mention all the assignments in this class, as with pretty much every class, are due, all your writing assignments are due by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it should be, again, 2 to 3 pages. There's a link to an assignment description where you'll see exactly what I'm going to be grading off of. You're going to see all the criteria, just to sort of give you an idea of how the narrative essay is going to work. So take a look at that look at the examples of narrative essays. There's a great video called Writing a Narrative Essay that is, it's a little goofy. It's got a penguin on it, but it is very good. I think it does a good job of sort of giving everyone an idea of what we're looking for and kind of how, in brief, how these essays should function. So give it a look. Um, our discussion board. Every week we're going to have a discussion board. You're going to have one or two questions every week to answer. This week we actually have a third, but that is not typical. The first one, they're just an introduction post. Some of you have already done this, and notice there are a handful of different questions for you to answer. Please answer all of them. But just sort of, this is saying hi. This is fairly intuitive. Who are you? Where are you from? What are you doing now? What do you like about your job if you're working? Is this your first class? There's a whole list. Check out the Unit 1 folder. But get an introduction up. And the second is called Plagiarism and Course Agreements. And the plagiarism and course agreement stuff, this is something that it is an assignment. It's something you need to do. But essentially, this is reading over post-university's plagiarism guidelines and saying, yes, I understand them. Plagiarism is very important. If you haven't taken many classes with us, this is something that you're going to run into again and again. Plagiarism is very serious at a college level. There are and so it's important to understand what it is and how to avoid it. And we are going to be talking about that stuff in class. If it's something that, you know, if it's something that comes up, you and I, we can always discuss it if you have questions, or if I call you on something in a paper, we can have a conversation about it. I'm always happy to do that. It is important you understand how this stuff works, and you don't want it to end up negatively impacting your experience here. So take a look at the plagiarism and course agreements, and then just please put a quick post. I have read and understood plagiarism and course agreements. The last discussion board bit is on paraphrasing. And I'm not just going to parrot back what's in the Unit 1 folder, but essentially paraphrasing, this is a really important skill for writers. There's a section up above on summary, paraphrase, and quotation. These are three of the biggest things that you are going to have to get used to as college writers, because your essays are going to be, by and large, based on other sources. All academic writing, very little of it is asking for your opinion on things. Okay, they want you to posit a thesis, and you want to back it up with information from other sources. And you can do a direct quotation, you can do a summary, which just tends to be a little long, or you can paraphrase. And paraphrasing is what we're focusing on here. So there's one of the Unit 2 discussion, so Unit 1.2 discussion board threads is on paraphrasing. There's a paragraph that you need to take a look at and rewrite that in your own words, essentially. So take a look at the paraphrase assignment, take a look at the information in the required readings on paraphrase, and get that up. Now, regarding the discussion board expectations, I'm going to go into this a little bit more a little later in the week. I've talked about it a little bit in my announcements already, and this is running really long, I'm sorry. Our discussion board this is what we have in lieu of a regular classroom, in lieu of seeing each other face to face. We talk on the discussion board, so it's important that you are involved, that you are active, that you are posting. The expectations for the discussion board in this class are for you to have an initial post up for each discussion board thread by Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this is a post that's going to answer the question or respond to the prompt that you're being given. So this week you should have a post up introducing yourself by Wednesday. You should have a post up on the paraphrasing by Wednesday. And then you should have the plagiarism and course agreements done really as soon as possible. That's easy. Just read the material and let me know that you've read it. But your initial post on everything should be up by Wednesdays at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Everything in this class is Eastern Standard Time, so if you are not, then you've got to make that internal adjustment. Once you've made your initial post, you need to respond to at least 2 of your classmates before the end of the week. And these are substantive responses. This week, obviously, we're a little light on these. The introduction thread, I'm sure there's going to be a lot to talk about. Already from the ones I've seen that are up. You guys come from a lot of different places with a lot of different experiences, and I'm sure there's going to be some fun things to talk about. But as we get into the module, you're going to find that you want posts that stay on topic, you want posts that sort of dig into the material, posts that are using the readings as sort of backup to help further the discussion. You want at least 2 of those in the week. Okay, you want to respond to at least 2 different classmates. I also want you to be posting on 3 different days of the week. Okay, so this is something that is essentially showing me that you're checking back in. If you come in on Wednesday and you made your one post and then you respond to two of your classmates, there's nothing else that tells me that you're going back and actually reading what we're talking about. And it is important that we have an evolving discussion. And in order for that to happen, we need people to be participating. We need different points of view. We need to see people active and engaged. So you need to post once by Wednesday, two more times before the end of the week, and I want to see you posting on 3 different days of the week. I'm going to be going a bit more into discussions with an announcement coming up later this week, but just basically, that's what I'm looking for. If you ever have questions on any of this, please call me. Again, my office phone is up in the contact info. You can always, call me there. If you have to leave me a message, I will get back to you within 24 hours during the work week. You can email me. My email address is in the instructor info tab, and I do check that every day. That's Monday through Friday. I will be constantly checking that email, and I promise I will be checking it at least once on the weekends. Um, and I think, there's one other thing I'm going to talk about. Then I'm going to let this go because I'm at 11 minutes. I'm really sorry. There is a short exercise that you're going to be doing. I mentioned this really briefly, but there is one essay by Amy Tan called Mother Tongue. And there's a short exercise I want you to do. It's a couple of paragraphs. Again, as it says in the as it says in the section on Unit 1. You want to, again, you can use a first person point of view on this. You won't be able to do that on all your papers, but it should be 2 to 3 paragraphs long. A full paragraph, on average, 7 to 10 sentences. Okay, so that's going to come out to probably about a page of writing, but 2 to 3 paragraphs, 7 to 10 sentences a paragraph. And there are 2 main points I want you to look at, but that's more writing that's due by Sunday. Okay? I'm going to let that go for now. There's going to be much more to come. If you have any questions or concerns about anything else, if you're not sure about the narrative essay or the short exercise, if you have discussion board questions, please by all means get in touch with me. Again, call me, email me. There's an Ask the Instructor thread I will also be checking regularly. And please don't talk about personal things on that thread, but if you have a question on an assignment or anything like that, you can always reach me there too. So, all right, we're over 12 minutes. You guys have listened to me ramble long enough. I'll be back in touch later. I'll see you all on the discussion boards. Welcome to English 110. Bye for now.